Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. The review conference of the parties to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, concluded without adopting a final document, marking the third consecutive failure for the crucial disarmament treaty. According to NHK, delegates from around the world negotiated for a month at the United Nations in New York, but could not reach a unanimous consensus. The primary point of contention was the wording regarding Iran's nuclear program, with the United States and Iran remaining at odds. The broader Middle East conflict also cast a shadow over the discussions. The last time the NPT conference succeeded in adopting a final document was in 2010. According to Xinhua, Kevin Warsh was officially sworn in as the chair of the U.S. Federal Reserve System Board of Governors for a 4-year term during a White House ceremony on Friday, May 22. Warsh, who previously served as a Fed governor from 2006 to 2011, becomes the 11th Fed chair of the modern banking era, succeeding Jerome Powell. Powell will take the unusual step of remaining at the Fed as a governor. President Donald Trump, during the ceremony, addressed concerns about his administration's influence by telling Warsh to be totally independent, despite the high-profile White House event underscoring involvement. Trump also criticized the Fed's recent focus on issues like climate policy. Warsh inherits a challenging economic situation, with inflation running above the central bank's 2% target for 5 consecutive years. He is scheduled to lead his first policy-setting meeting in mid-June. UPI reports that HD Construction Equipment, a subsidiary of South Korea's HD Hyundai, has signed an agreement with Ukraine's Mykolaiv regional government to significantly expand its role in the country's post-war reconstruction efforts. The Memorandum of Understanding was signed in Panjo, south of Seoul, on Thursday, with key attendees including Mykolaiv Gov, Vitaly Kim, HD Hyundai Vice Chairman Cho Young-chul, and HD Construction Equipment President Moon Jae-young. This new agreement builds upon initial cooperation that began in 2023, which involved equipment donations and training programs. The expanded partnership will now cover a broader range of support, including the supply of construction equipment, establishment of a local training center, comprehensive service and maintenance support, development of financing systems, and crucial assistance in energy infrastructure restoration. HD Hyundai plans to leverage its group-wide capabilities, combining construction machinery and energy expertise, to offer a practical and integrated reconstruction model for Ukraine. UPI reports that South Korean trading company POSCO International announced its plans to enter the U.S. rare earth separation, refining, and permanent magnet business through a joint investment with American firm ReElement Technologies. The company signed an agreement in Washington, D.C., committing to a $200 million joint venture to build a rare earth separation and refining plant in the United States. Initially, the plant will have an annual capacity of 3,000 tons, with plans to expand to 6,000 tons. The facility will produce essential heavy rare earth materials like neodymium, praseodymium oxide, dysprosium oxide, and terbium oxide, which are critical for high-performance permanent magnets used in electric vehicle motors, robots, and artificial intelligence data centers. POSCO International will oversee the joint venture's management, while ReElement Technologies will contribute its core separation and refining technology. Trial production is slated for the fourth quarter of 2027, with mass production targeted for 2028. This initiative is part of POSCO International's broader strategy to establish an integrated value chain for critical minerals in the U.S., from raw material sourcing to final product. NHK reports that Pakistani mediators are significantly increasing their diplomatic efforts in Tehran to restart peace talks between the United States and Iran. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio praised these efforts on Friday, calling them admirable and noting some progress. However, he also suggested a military option remains possible if a deal is not achieved. The U.S. is in continuous communication with Pakistan's Army Chief, Asim Munir, who arrived in Tehran on Friday. Pakistani Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi has also met with Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian and Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. While an Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson acknowledged the visits as a turning point, he cautioned that diplomacy takes time and an agreement is not near, with issues like the control of the Strait of Hormuz still under discussion. A Qatari delegation also participated in meetings. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.